You're right, nobody wants to work. Here's why. Nobody wants to work. It's true. You're right. But not for the reasons you think. It's not that we are a generation of laziness and greed. It's not that we have an ego that we deserve everything in life for free. It's not even because we are all anti-work in this sub and won't touch work under any condition. It's the fact that we have nothing to gain from working. Housing is unaffordable. Having children is unaffordable. Buying luxuries is unaffordable. Going on a vacation is unaffordable. Pensions are gone and we cannot save for retirement. Any industry that millennials have killed in the past 20 years makes headlines because they're losing money, but nobody looks at that flip side, that these are all life experiences we want but can never have. Simply put, we have no future. We have nothing to work for. No goal that's obtainable. You used to work to afford a home, a car, your family, and retirement. Every step of the way there was a goal in mind, a reward for your labor. You could build a life and enjoy it. When you know you can work your ass off, or do absolutely nothing and still live the exact same way, you'd be a complete idiot to try harder. As companies get greedier, as everything becomes more and more unaffordable, and goals are taken away from us and future generations, it will get worse. As it is now, I feel like I go to work and go home to do nothing because I can't afford to do anything. I'm just waiting to go to work again and eventually die. This is probably why depression is so high too. It shouldn't be a surprise that with no incentive that nobody wants to work. Gen Xer here. I'll be working until I drop dead. Other people in my age group are in the same boat. The town I live in has almost zero opportunities. But I can't move because it's too expensive. I fear for the future. I also have kids and I'm terrified for them. I have nothing to give them. I make more than double what I used to when I started working full-time after college. 1,982. And it pays for about half as much today. You cannot outrun the greedy. They put obstacles everywhere and they own the racetrack. I wish a CEO would have the balls to answer truthfully the following question. What will you do when you have priced out, wage starvation all your customers? On the flip side, instead of shareholder taking priority, it should be customer creation as the growth metric. No incentive is getting dangerously close to nothing to lose. They say millennials are killing these industries, but maybe it's economic policy killing millennials. It's not their fault we squeeze every penny from every transaction. Yep, the modern employment market is all stick and no carrot. I've posted this anecdote elsewhere. My dad and uncles all had mentors. One uncle had a boss who would take him for lunch or beers once a week and mentor him in how to run a building company. One uncle had a boss at a motorcycle ship who encouraged him to go into mechanical engineering in college. My dad had a boss who fudged 2 or 3 promotions in a row when they were pregnant with me so that my dad could have the pay raises to raise us kids right. I'm 35. In my adult, post-college life, I've never made more dollars per year than my dad did at my age. I've only just gotten into a career field with someone who's willing to show me the ropes. I don't want handouts. I don't want everything handed to me on a silver platter. What I do want, and what I think I'm entitled to, is the chance to prove myself and the chance to be guided into success, same as my elder relatives had back in the 80s. All great points. A great write-up. I'll only add there is also a social net that no longer exists 30+ years ago. You lived in the same place, had the same friends and family close by to help each other out through the tough times. A boomer had old high school friends to hang out with, co-workers they knew for decades. Their parents and siblings lived close. In addition to what you mention, all that is gone too. Hence the high depression. I did some quick maths. I earn NZD $36,582 after tax a year. I pay NZD $23,400 in rent a year. So I'm left with $1,098 a month, roughly, to pay all my other bills. How am I meant to be able to get ahead in life? No way am I ever going to be able to save for a 20% deposit on any house. Remember, this is all by design. Make life for us so unaffordable that they'll create a solution, and then sell it to us at the same time. Even if you weren't right, the idea that people should be driven, or want to spend their time doing something for someone else is bananas. Took the words out of my mouth on this one. Throw a chronic illness in the mix and you will never have money to save for anything other than medication and hospitalizations to keep you alive. In most areas of the US there is no public transportation. You have the job you need to work to pay for your car that you need to take to work. It's just a revolving door of working with absolutely no path to anywhere. Capitalism is just the working class paying into a system that does absolutely nothing for the people that keep it wealthy. Insanity. I wrote a short essay on this just to get it out. But the synopsis is, no one wants to work, has ever wanted to work, or will ever want to work. That's an irrelevant truth. People want to prosper, to grow, to achieve. We are motivated to do right by others, to become better people, or more fully realize our vision, identity, to accomplish things of personal, or larger, significance. We almost all want to be part of something that's bigger than just ourselves and has meaning. To the extent that working allows us to pursue those ends, we do it. Hell, we'll even seek it out. We might even engage with it in a way that's positive enough that we build it into our overall identity. Work that doesn't enable the pursuance of goals, vision, or just meeting our basic needs has never, will never be something anyone wants to do. I was saying this last night in response to a family member. To quote a certain character from Office Space, God bless that movie. Ahem. Documentary. It's a problem of motivation. Definitely sounds like we are at the last chapter of Animal Farm. All this technology and growth to help society become better, and all it did was feed the greed and keep the masses at bay with idle distractions. I've been working since I turned 16, and at the beginning I really had the motivation to work hard so I could live a good life. Now it's 6 years later and I still can't afford rent, nonetheless any other expense, anywhere in my entire state. Safe to say I lost the motivation a long time ago. Had a similar conversation with conservative boomer in line at work last week. He said he's been running a business all his adult life and he can't stay open and pay workers $1,520 an hour USD. And I believe him. Small business owners get to pay capitalism tax. I get that. But I can't live indefinitely on $1,520 an hour. My utilities are constantly on the edge of being disconnected. So I can't afford to sympathize. I'm sorry his business model doesn't work anymore, but it isn't his employees' fault or the liberals or the presidents. It's just the world we live in now. The only reason to work is to not die in the street. That is the only goal left to us. And even that is slowly being taken away. Earlier today I was randomly thinking about what life will be like when I'm 70 or 80. And it was terrifying, lol. Thinking about living that long was depressing as hell to me. I would never off myself because I have a husband and stepdaughter. But I'm like, what are we even living for? I have a friend who never saves her money and spends it all because she had a friend who died immediately after she retired. Her friend never got to enjoy the retirement she worked so hard for. So she chooses to enjoy her money now. It makes me wonder if I'm wasting my time and if I should just live it up. Lol.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.